Welcome to this explainer. Okay, today we're diving into one of the absolute most mind-bending, philosophically profound stories ever told. Seriously, it's the epic tale of Hanuman and the infinite rings. If you think you've got a solid handle on the boundaries of time, space, and devotion, well, get ready, because your perspective is about to be completely shifted. So, let's kick things off with a massive question, one that totally sets the stage for a breathtaking descent into the underworld. How exactly did a single dropped ring teach the absolute greatest warrior, Hanuman, about the true nature of the infinite universe? You see, it starts off as this simple mission of retrieval, right? But it unfolds into this huge cosmic revelation. To wrap our heads around this, we actually have to go back to a moment of supreme crisis in the ancient world. Section 1, Death at the Golden Gates. Picture this. The golden age of Lord Rama is preparing to draw its final, inevitable breath. Destiny has delivered its message. But right at the gates of Ayodhya, there's this ultimate cosmic standoff happening. We're talking the unstoppable force of love slamming right into the immovable reality of death. On one side, you've got Yamraj, the god of death, bringing the inescapable rule of the universe. And on the other side stands Hanuman. No army at the door, no weapons, no magical mantras, just Hanuman. And in this specific moment, he isn't just a devotee anymore, he's literally become this invincible force of nature, absolutely determined that no harm will come to his lord. It's wild to think about. Lord Rama's time on Earth was officially over, but because Hanuman stood guard, even Yamraj, and literally time itself, were completely frozen in fear. Yamraj knew, for sure, that if Hanuman just wished it, he could push the god of death entirely out of the boundaries of this world. The universe was completely stuck. Destiny was pressing on one side, and pure, unyielding devotion was blocking the other. Which brings us to our next chapter, the dropped royal reign. Meanwhile, inside the palace, Rama is sitting there calmly on his throne. He knows exactly what's happening at the door. He knows his greatest protector has basically become his greatest obstacle. But he can't just order Hanuman to let death inside, right? Because Hanuman's love totally transcends those kinds of orders. Rama isn't going to fight his own devotee. So, to break the stalemate, Rama initiates this brilliant cosmic play. While he's chatting with Hanuman in the royal court, Rama's royal ring just gently slips from his finger. Imagine the sharp sound echoing on the marble floor. The ring rolls, finds this tiny, almost invisible crack in the stone, pauses for just a fraction of a second, and then vanishes completely into the dark. Lord Rama looks down and just gently says, "My ring. I need it, Hanuman." Now, hearing Rama's gentle command, Hanuman doesn't hesitate for a single second. I mean, for him, a word from his lord is the law of the entire universe. So he instantly shrinks his form down to the size of a bee, and he dives right into that tiny dark crack to get it. He's probably thinking, oh, I'll just grab it from the foundation of the palace and be back up in a second. Moving on to Section 3, Descent into Bioluminescent Naglok. So Hanuman totally expected to just snag the ring right beneath the floorboards. But the crack didn't end. He keeps falling. Past the palace foundations, deeper than the soil of Ayodhya, straight through massive bedrock, and these fiery, sulfurous layers of the earth itself. The air completely shifts around him. It goes from cool to blazing hot, smelling like sulfur and electricity. He is falling far, far away from the human world. Minutes pass, maybe even hours, until he finally touches down. And when he lands, it's into this incredibly silent, heavy atmosphere. This definitely isn't ordinary ground anymore. This is Naglok, the ancient, mysterious realm of serpents. There's zero sunlight here. The entire space is illuminated solely by this eerie but beautifully glowing blue-green and golden bioluminescence. And it's all radiating from divine gems resting right on the hoods of giant snakes. Just imagine that light dancing all over the cavern walls. Section 4, Vasuki and the Shimmering Mountain. Down here, you can literally feel the heavy weight of eons hanging in the air. It almost feels like time itself is taking these long, slow breaths. Right in the center of this massive cavern, Hanuman encounters an awe-inspiring sight, Vasuki, the ancient serpent king. His massive coiled form is breathing in sync with the very rhythm of the universe. The glowing gems on his hood cast a dim light, and his eyes, they look like these deep pools of liquid time. Hanuman marches right up to him without a drop of hesitation and says, "I am the servant of Lord Rama. His ring fell, and I have come to retrieve it."
Now, what happens next is just astonishing. Vasuki doesn't look surprised. Actually, he doesn't even ask who Rama is. He just silently directs Hanuman's gaze to this mind-blowing sight in the center of the cavern. It's a colossal, shimmering mountain. But it's not made of stone or even coins. It's an infinite, countless number of golden rings.
Hanuman rushes up the shimmering golden slope, super thrilled to finally find the ring. He picks one up, and yep, there it is. The crest of the Sun Dynasty, and clearly engraved on the gold is the name Sri Ram. He breathes this huge sigh of relief. But then his eyes fall on another ring right next to it. He picks that one up too. It's identical. He drops them both, digs his hands deep into the pile, and pulls out literal handfuls of rings. Utter shock just washes over him. Every single ring in this massive mountain is perfectly, exactly identical. The exact same crest, the exact same gold, the exact same name. Which brings us to the core of this whole story, the infinite cycle of time. Completely bewildered, Hanuman turns back to Vasuki. I mean, his mind, which could easily leap across oceans, literally cannot solve this mystery. He says, I don't understand. Out of these countless rings, which one belongs to my lord? Vasuki looks at him, and his eyes are just full of this ancient exhaustion and the wisdom of eternity, like he's watched time be born and die over and over again. And he delivers a staggering truth that completely shatters Hanuman's perception of reality. He says, brave monkey, these all belong to Lord Rama. When Hanuman protests, saying his lord just dropped the ring a moment ago, Vasuki asks, well, when were you sent? Hanuman replies, the very moment it fell. And Vasuki simply says, and that happens every time. Okay, so to wrap our heads around how millions of Ram's rings can possibly exist all in one place, we really need to look at the Kala chakra. Vasuki explains that time, or, well, the universe itself isn't a straight line. Nope, it's a colossal rotating wheel, a constant, endless cycle of birth, life, destruction, and rebirth. History literally repeats itself, endlessly. Think of it like a cosmic blueprint inside this grand wheel of time. In every single era, a Ram is born, lives, goes to the forest, fights the epic war, rules Ayodhya, and eventually his work is done and he has to depart. But in every single era, there is also a Hanuman who is so steeped in love that he guards the door to stop death. So, naturally, in every cycle, Ram drops his ring to distract Hanuman, and a Hanuman comes down to this exact cavern to find it. And there it is. That was the ultimate lesson Ram was trying to teach Hanuman. Staring at that mountain, Hanuman realized he wasn't alone in history. His exact, specific moment of love, duty, and heartbreak, it had happened millions of times before. There were as many Ramas as there were rings on that mountain, and just as many Hanumans. It wasn't some sort of magic trick. It was this profound, cosmic experience of true humility. His devotion wasn't just a one-time unique event, centered around his own ego. It was an infinite echo, ringing out across millions of universes. And our final section, an empty throne, eternal truth. Suddenly understanding that Rama dropping the ring was no accident, but a profound, direct message to let go of physical attachment, Hanuman makes a choice. Rama was essentially telling him, do not hold on to me, Hanuman. Trying to hold on to my physical form is like trying to stop the flow of a rushing river. The river must flow, and the wheel of time must turn. Knowing that countless Hanumans had stood in this exact same spot with the exact same breaking heart, he peacefully opens his fist and just releases the ring, letting it fall right back into the golden mountain of millions. He silently bows to Vasuki, turns away from the mountain, and begins the super long climb back up through the layers of the earth. He climbs and climbs, returning to his normal size just as he emerges through the marble floor of the palace. The crack in the floor seamlessly seals up behind him, like it was literally never there. He looks up and finds the royal throne completely empty. Lord Rama has already departed, stepping into the waters of the Saryu River, merging back into the eternal ocean. But here's the beautiful part. He doesn't mourn. He doesn't tear the palace down in a fit of grief, because he finally realizes that he wasn't protecting a permanent form. He was protecting a fleeting moment, and it's the very nature of moments that they have to pass. We are all part of a cycle that is far older and larger than ourselves. The joy returns, the separation returns, and the wheel just keeps on spinning. Hanuman returns without the physical ring, sure, but he's carrying a much heavier, more beautiful truth. He is infinite precisely because he's a part of this endless cosmic wheel. as the infinite wheel of time continues its majestic turn in the background, making us realize that somewhere out there in the deep time of the cosmos, another ring is falling right now, it leaves us with a pretty powerful thought. What endless cycle or what fleeting moment are you desperately holding on to? Thank you so much for joining us for this explainer, and hey, please don't forget to like and subscribe.